Welcome back, dweebs, to another episode of the Weekly Dweeb. With me, as always, is my good friend Kev. Kev, how are we doing on this fine Monday? How's life going, buddy?
Oh, I feel phenomenal, James. I feel like one of the richest men on the earth, maybe at the very least, perhaps the luckiest, because as many of you know, struggled for a long time on the. I'm still living in the old console days. I had the PS4 forever. Was hard for me to commit to buying that PS5, and thank God I bought it when I did, James. Otherwise, I would not be able to afford it.
Yep. That's a good segue, Kev, because, man, you really dodged a bullet there because right after you bought it, last May-ish, the price increased immediately. Well, let me tell you, Kev, we're not done yet. Sony is raising the price of their PlayStations again. The base PlayStation 5 is going from $549 to $649. The digital is $499 to $599. The Pro, the Pro is going from $749 to $899, $900. And the Portal, which is essentially just a fake Nintendo Switch that can't get too far from the actual console, is going from $199 to $249. Holy guacamole, Kev. That's fucking insane.
If you're going to pay $900 for a video game console, why wouldn't you just buy a computer?
18.7% on the Pro price increase. Well, Kev, the problem is you can't buy a computer right now either because RAM prices are so high because AI is taking it all up, right? Which the prices are starting to drop a little bit, so there is hope, but we'll see if that's just a fallacy or not. Yeah, 15% increase on your base model. Goodness, man. Goodness. As someone that bought a PS5 when it almost came out, mine was probably $500 when it originally came out. I don't know exacts of it. I'm sitting over here being like, okay, like I'm on this console's going up in value.
You got in on the ground floor, brother.
I got in on the ground floor of a console. Would have never guessed the price was going to keep increasing on it. Like it'd be more valuable. This is fucking just nuts, man.
You have to start treating it like a stock option. You got to hold.
Yeah.
That price goes up enough, James. You may want to sell your PlayStation for a profit.
Might get out.
Often you can do something like that. Back in my day, hardware like this used to depreciate. It's
Crazy.
So wild to see a console go up in price after having been released.
Yeah.
However many years ago. On top of this, this parlays pretty well with a video we did not that long ago about the dynamic pricing that Sony has introduced in the PlayStation Store, which, according to the article that we reviewed in that video, was an effort made by Sony to offset the lack of hardware sales that they had. So I find myself a little puzzled at this idea that they already knew that they were not selling more consoles. And that was before this announced price increase, right? So here there's this whole plan. We're going to start doing dynamic pricing. So that way, and these are their words, not mine, we can extract the maximum amount of money out of our consumer base. And so to me, it just seems very odd that on one hand, you're over here saying, well, we're going to offer these games cheaper to some people because we know they won't pay full price for them. But at this point, we're just trying to make as much money as possible. And so to see the console price go up, it feels counterintuitive to me. Like I understand the basic economics, understand supply and demand, but there is this thing, folks, called a loss leader, okay, which is essentially an item that you sell for very thin profit, sometimes even at a loss, that will entice your customer to come in, and then they can spend money on other things. So a lot of times in like a restaurant, right? You're getting a better, like the margins on the food are not as good as the margins are on that cup of soda you bought. Like that's where the profit is, brother. It's in that cup of ice. It's in that soda. So to me, I am a little confused, I guess. I am intrigued by this, but I guess not necessarily in a positive way. I would have thought that you would move in the opposite direction, with the idea being like, oh, hey, we can't sell hardware. We're selling games cheaper to some folks. Like maybe let's just put the PS5 on sale, get more people into our marketplace, get more people on that monthly PlayStation Plus Essential or whatever the hell it is, whichever tier you're on, and then just have a customer for life, as opposed to, no, we're going to raise the bar for entry. So what are your thoughts, James?
You bring up a good, it's not a one-to-one comparison, but it's when you brought up what you just talked about, is it's probably like 5-6 years ago when the Atlanta Falcons opened their new stadium. They priced their concession stands incredibly low. Like everybody knows that concession prices at sporting events, concerts, etc., are out fucking outrageous. Like $20 for a beer, $15 for a hot dog, just stupid shit. They priced theirs at normal prices, like you would feel like you were going to a grocery store and buying, right? And it was shown, like after the year, they had the highest amount of concession sales in the entire NFL by an extreme margin. And therefore, they made more money than anybody else did. And it wasn't even close. And they've continued to do this, right? So your theory on like just sell it, keep it at a lower price so more people can buy it. And the other thing too right now is the Xbox brand's a fucking mess. They're going through a transition. They've hired this new president that a lot of people are not thrilled with. It's an absolute mess. And all you had to do really was just not fuck up. At base level, not fuck up, and you're going to gain momentum, or you could have crushed them. You know, Sony's already the market leader anyway. You could have just probably put a nail in their coffin for what they're discussing doing with their next console PC fucking Franken's monster that are building.
Copilot.
Their Copilot fucking, Instead, you do this, and you can blame prices, et cetera, everything you want, like tariffs, whatever you want to say. Like all I see as a buyer is if I was looking to buy a PlayStation, is I'm like, I can't afford that. A middle-class mom and dad who are working 2 jobs just to get by can't afford a $650 PlayStation 5 for their kid. That's all it is. It's not dissimilar to fucking sporting teams pricing out families with ticket prices.
Yeah, you continue to see that gap widen where like things that used to be almost, it felt like they were there for the middle class. Like even stuff like wrestling, you know, pro wrestling used to be very geared towards, this is an affordable night for the family. Like at the end of the day, of course, there are still grown men like me that will participate in that product. But, you know, spoiler alert, like wrestling's for kids. And when you're charging people $800 for a ticket, you're losing out on so much money because no one can afford to go.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you just have the only people who can afford to go are the wealthy, the famous people, and they don't give a shit. And that impacts not only the fact that you're not going to be able to continue to sell out at these prices, but then it even makes the viewing audience, it waters it down because you don't have the excitement of the crowd. And you see the same thing with sports. And I personally felt that video games were sort of in that, obviously apples to oranges here, but they're in that same vein of like, this is the everyman's entertainment, right? Like video games being this expensive, man. Like I was not raised in a silver spoon household, but yet it was never, we never went to the poorhouse to buy me a PlayStation.
Yeah, I'm this,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
the same way.
It's always been expensive, but holy cow,
this is crazy. I can't, like, $650 for the base level. Like, fucking hell, man. Like that hurt. Like I look at that and I'm pretty well off. Like I'm not hurting for money, but I look at that and I'm like, if I didn't have one over there, it would take a hammer of a game to make me get one.
Yeah.
Like a game like I can't miss this. Such as the fucking part 3 of Final Fantasy 7, which, by the way, the only reason I play those games because I played them as a kid and I fucking loved it in 98. So guess why I'm still playing them? Like, because you got me hooked as a child. Like, that's how you got to lock these, like, you get fans for life in these ecosystems like this. Like, you're a Sony, you're a PlayStation or an Xbox gamer, and Sony's dominated that for a long time, but this is like going the wrong fucking direction. And then you see there's mass layoffs across the industry everywhere, right? And it's just like, fucking A, man. It's a mess.
Yeah. I don't get it. It's almost like Sony and Microsoft are having a war. It's like it's a race to the bottom.
Who can dig their grave faster, right? Like who can get there quicker? Microsoft's got a hell of a lead, but Sony refuses to let him go.
Exactly. Yeah. So he's like, hey, wait a second, pal. Hold the door open for me.
Hold on. Let me have that shovel for a second.
Is, you know, Microsoft is, in my opinion, potentially about to just blow up the Xbox when you think about what they're trying to do with Copilot. And I'm just going to throw up an X to doubt. Okay. I have used Copilot in a professional sense. Almost, I'll put it this way. Only when it is forced down my throat do I use Copilot, because it's not very good. And so the idea that Copilot's going to be able to take your existing gameplay techniques and then sort of
it's just going to play it for you.
AI assist and play it for you and simulate your play style. Bullshit. You know what it's going to do? It's going to give you more targeted ads. Like, that's all Copilot's going to do for you. It's going to collect more of your data.
That's all it is, man.
And it's going to brick your. You thought the red ring of death was bad. Wait till you get that, because your stupid
Copilot
AI
ring of death.
Copilot is over encumbering your poor little machine, when I imagine 90% of the world is still going to do what they do today. What do you do today, James, when you don't know what to do with a game? I just Google it, and then usually I will find an article or a YouTube video, or half the time it's just a screenshot. You can just filter over to images and you can find the spot on the map where that thing is that you're looking for.
Don't play games
solve the problem that doesn't exist.
Yeah, I don't play games to have an AI play it for me. We said this before. If you want that, you'll watch streamers. If you don't actually want to play the games, you want to watch them, you're going to do that. I'm not going to buy a $70, $80 game to then get stuck on some boss battle and be like, well, I'm just going to let the AI beat this. Fuck no.
Defeats the whole purpose. I mean, at this rate, like, I wonder if you have some sort of irregularity. You know, maybe is this for like the ADHD folks out there? So is this like a dopamine deficiency situation? Because to me,
I don't know, man, we got something's wrong.
One of the peaks of gaming is overcoming a level that you couldn't beat. Like, that goes all the way back to the damn Nintendo.
Yeah,
what's the point then? What are you even getting out of it? If every time it gets hard, you just tap out. Not to mention that there are plenty of games. I'll use GTA as an example. I feel like Rockstar, maybe they don't get all the credit, but for me, first game series that pops up into mind would be a GTA or a Red Dead, where if you fail a level a certain amount of times, they will give you the option to skip it and go to the next cutscene. So again, something that could just be solved on a game-by-game basis by the developer. No need to introduce a bunch of extra software into a machine. So yeah, both of these companies just grasping at straws in like we said, a race to the bottom.
Bottom.
GameStop has picked a side because they are now apparently offering customers a nice sum of $69. You can feel the memes here, to switch from PlayStation to Xbox. So that with the new price increase, you're maybe looking at like a $200 saving there. So have at it, gang. I would say go buy your Xbox now before they put Copilot in that bullshit, because mark my words, there's going to be a massive update, whether it's 6 months, 18 months, a year, whatever it is. At some point, they are going to walk back all this Copilot bullshit. Mark my words. Like this
Oh,
is Microsoft
yeah.
we're talking about. We have seen this movie before. They laid off how much staff to replace it with AI, only to say, "Oh shit, we shouldn't have fired all you guys. The AI is breaking stuff. Let's get you back in here." I think
idiots, man, idiots.
I think you should buy it now, I guess. But at the end of the day, if those RAM prices don't keep you out of the PC game, I would say, I mean, both consoles seem to be pushing people more and more towards computer gaming and to Steam. So, not something I participate in a ton playing games on Steam, but it gets more and more enticing. I tell you what, by the time the PlayStation 6 comes out, I might just be converting this computer into a
if those RAM
station.
prices drop, that's the thing there. Like that side is fucking outrageous right now too, just because of we got to build these AI data centers, you know. Jesus Christ, we watch no 70s, 80s movies. We watch nothing. We learn.
It's like
nothing.
Nobody watched Terminator, and for
nobody read Dune. Nobody read Dune and realized that technology was outlawed for this very specific reason.
Jesus Christ, exactly.
Man.
Do you want a Butlerian jihad? Because this is how you get.
Yeah, we're gonna get there.
Jihad, okay.
Yep, we're headed right down the rabbit hole, folks, and barreling towards it by a bunch of idiots. So, thank you guys for joining us this week. This has been the Weekly Dweeb. Please like, subscribe, and share. Get ready for more content this week and hit that notification button so you know when that comes out and make Kevin smile. So, thank you guys for joining us. Until next time.